Hello everybody, Xanaphar here, and I have to be honest, I hadn't seen a Super Sentai show yet. I have seen Ultraman, I have seen a bit of Kamen Rider, but I hadn't seen a Super Sentai show. So I decided to change that by watching Bakuryū Sentai Abaranger. Why this show? Well, Power Rangers Dino Thunder was one of the shows that got me into tokusatsu, so I decided to see where the footage came from. If you want to know my thoughts on Power Rangers Dino Thunder, then go check out this review, link will be down in the description. So, what is my thoughts on this show? Well, let's first talk about the characters. Let's first talk about Roga, Abba Red. Roga is a really positive character and I really liked him. One thing I really liked about him is how he does anything for his adopted daughter, Mai. He tries so hard for her and that's his motivation. He is the best dad. And then there is Yokito, Abel Blue. He is a chiropractor and I think that's a fun character thing for him. Something I thought was kind of funny is when he first comes out Abaranger, he says he has to get paid for doing this job. But eventually he does come around. One thing I find interesting is his relationship with his father. He hates his father because his father made him lose his first love. It's something I thought was quite interesting and how this affects him. One thing I do like about his character, he acts very cold to people, but he's honestly the one that cares the most. And then there's Ranru, Abel Yeto. I have to say she's a pretty likable character. One thing I thought was interesting about her was the fact she likes getting apart things. She even upgrades her transformation device. And she's the biggest Atsuka and Mahoro shipper. Now it's talked about Atsuka, Abel Black. He is really interesting. He's from Dino Earth and he has PTSD from losing his home. And he has lots of regrets of the things he had done. Well, one thing I really liked about his character was his relationship with Mahoro. See, Mahoro is his wife, and she became evil because of Desmo manipulating her, making her think Atsuka abandoned her, so she becomes Jana and swears she would kill Atsuka. It's a really tragic love story. All you want for these characters is that them end up back together. The villains, I have to say, are really good in this show, but the best villain is Makoto Natadai, Abo Killer. He is a wonderful villain, so very interesting. All he wants is excitement. One thing I really liked is this added piece of tension with his character. Every time when he transforms and battles, there's a chance he can blow up. That has some nice tension in the episodes. Another thing I find interesting about him is the relationship with Roga. See, Makoto is a doctor, and he actually saved Roga's life. It has this very interesting dynamic with the two. Roga, always seeing the goodness into people, almost gets broken by Makoto Natadai. Another thing I find interesting about him, his family abandoned him. He didn't have friends growing up because he was put it at everything. Life was boring for him. That's why he craves excitement. The reason why this is the case is because there's a piece of Desmo in him. And once he finds this out, he decides Desmo is now his next opponent. Eventually, he does defeat the piece of Desmo inside him. But in the result, his case is life. And that surprised me that they killed him off with a really well done death. This character was really well done, with him being a villain and his redemption. So the characters in this show, I would say, are great. Even the characters I didn't get to talk about. I love every single one of them. Well, let's talk about the effects. Something surprised me in the fact the Zords are alive and they have personalities and I love every single one of them. My two punchable favorites are probably Tyranno, because this character lost his child, and that is really sad. You feel really bad for him, and he tries to push Roga to be a better dad. Another Metazord I really liked was Togera, because his relationship with Makoto. They kinda have a mutual using type of relationship. He only calls him human, but eventually he does start to care for him, choosing to die with him, finally calling him Makoto. I really loved their relationship and I thought that was really beautiful. All of the Metazords I have so much nostalgia for their designs. They are all just amazing looking in my opinion. The same thing goes for the Abarangers. Their suits are just really nostalgic for me and I love them so very much. but if I have to choose a favorite, it had to be Abakuryū suit. It's just so badass. So the practical effects are really good, maybe not on the same level of Ultraman, but still really good. But the CGI, it's really bad. But I still have to say it looks cool. Now I do want to say I did watch some of these specials and I liked them all, but my punchable favorite was the 20th anniversary special. That is how you do an anniversary. It's so very good, I loved it. So my final thoughts on this show, I loved this show. This show was funny, it has some serious dark moments. This show was just put in my opinion. I love this show so very much. I love everything about it, and I'm so happy I watched it. It had to be one of my favorite tokusatsu, and I'm so glad this was my introduction to Super Sentai. Well, that's it for this review. Thank you so much for watching. Tell me down below what you think of Bakuryū Sentai Abaranger, and what was your first Super Sentai show? If you're new, subscribe. If you liked this video, drop a like for this video. Xanathar is out.